Okay. So before we get into the free Instagram type of traffic generation, there's two things that you're going to want to do first. The first is you're going to want to get a domain name for your website. You don't necessarily need one, but I'd recommend one. You can go to any of the sites really, but I personally like GoDaddy. So you're going to want to get a domain name that's relatively similar to your niche. That's going to look legit when it's in your Instagram bio, because it's going to authenticate your site, it's going to authenticate your brand, and it's going to really drive that comfortability factor for people when they're about to click your link. Because if people look in your bio and they're, you know, you've done all the right things, you've produced the right content, you've spoken to their emotions, and they're ready to click your link finally, and they see that it's like a random letters and random dots to a random URL that doesn't have any meaning, they're going to be less likely to click it and make a purchase then, because they're not going to trust the site. So for that $9, that $7, that even that $20, if that's what it ends up costing you, it's worth it. It gives you authentication for your brand and your site, and it's going to, more importantly, drive trust for your customers. So that's the first thing. I would get a domain name. If you need help setting that up, setting up your DNS and your servers and stuff like that, whether it's through your site provider like Wix or WordPress or whatever, or it's actually the hosting through GoDaddy or something like that, I can help you do that. It's very, very simple. Aside from that, though, the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to jump into Instagram, and you can see that I posted one thing just for reference. The very first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put some content in there. Good content, but some. You're going to want at least 9 pictures, because that will make it look filled out when people look at your profile. But you're going to want to take some time and produce quality content, so that when people come, they can engage with your brand and your Instagram profile. But before you start doing anything, you don't need to do this, but I recommend it. You can go to a site. I mean, I'm sure you can buy Instagram followers. I don't necessarily recommend this all the time, but in a situation like this, it's important. And one site that I like that's legit, that I use in the past, is instacrease.net. INSTACREASE.net. And you can see here, you can buy followers. You can buy 500, might be a little bit less right here. Then you need 1,000 is probably the minimum, and then 3,000, 5,000. I would say 1,000 or 3,000 would be perfect. Relatively cheap. You see 1,000 here for $10.99, 3,000 for $14.99, and what's it called? They are delivered, practically within 24 hours. You'll have them all. So it's legit. It's good. I've used it before, and you can use it, and it would help you. And what that's going to do, as you can see, I purchased 1,000 right here, and don't mind the 604 followers. This is from a previous Instagram profile that I switched over. But so you're gonna have 0 followers, or you're gonna be following 0 people. You're gonna have 9 good contented posts to start with, obviously, and then you're going to have a certain amount of followers that you purchase. And what that's going to do is it's going to authenticate you even more. If you start using this method and people see that you follow them, or they're going to your page and they see that you have 100 followers or 1 or 2 followers or 10 followers, they're not going to care about you. To put it plain and simply, it's that social proof. It's going to give you that authentication when they look at your profile and they see, so many people. A certain amount of people already like this. They already follow this. There must be a reason for that. And that nobody thinks that consciously. It happens on a subconscious level, of course, but trust me, it's going to help, and it's going to give you that authentication that you need. It's worth it. So let's just pretend I filled this field out, and you can see I haven't even done anything already, and 13 people have liked it. I was the comment, but so you can imagine the type of engagement rate you'll get once you actually start doing this. But you're going to pretend that you have 9 quality pieces of content, quality pictures, and what you're going to do is you're going to go through and create a list. And I like to do this in my phone notes, because obviously this is going to be in mobile, But you create a list of, you can see my hashtags here: Blue Lives Matter, police, hashtag Blue Lives, hashtag All Lives Matter, hashtag Back to Blue, hashtag Thin Line. And you're going to come up with I forget the exact number, you can look it up, I'm sure. It might be like 30 some max hashtags. And you're not going to necessarily hashtag anything in your, in your drawing blank here, guys, in your caption, but the very first comment, you're going to hashtag them all. And then not only will if you keep all those hashtags in your notes that are relative to your brand, it'll save you a bunch of time. You can just copy and paste into your comment section. It's going to drive a bunch of traffic. You're going to get that same hashtag effect, and this is all organic traffic. And what it's going to do is it's going to help draw people that are already interested in that niche and engage with that brand and or engage with that type of niche to your posts and to your page, and hopefully to click your link. So obviously, if you edit your profile, we all know you can post your website here and your bio. And in your bio, we recommend, I might use something like this paragraph, not exactly like this paragraph, but something similar to kind of, let people know what I'm all about, so that they can get engaged and emotional when they come in and read it right before they click my link. And obviously, my link would be right below that in my bio. So that's the idea. When people come to your page, obviously you're going to be generating traffic organically with the hashtags, but you're also going to be doing following and unfollowing. And because most of the time when people see that you followed them, say for example, I think the max you can follow, and don't quote me on this, you might want to look it up yourself because it changes, is roughly around 100 people per hour before Instagram starts noticing, and their algorithm will pick you up. So let's just say, for safe reference, you follow 100 people per hour, and this is going to be extremely targeted, and this is another way that you can drive free traffic to your page and to your site. So in this instance, one of the things that would be relative to my niche would be like Blue Lives Matter. So let's type in Blue Lives Matter, and we'll see what comes up. Hashtag Blue Lives Matter, blue.lives.matter. Let's try this one. Blue.lives.matter. Okay. So you can see they have 3,500 followers. It's decent. They haven't posted in a while. Doesn't look like. 125 weeks ago. Wow. So what most people would do when they come to a page like this is you want to target follow, and you want to target the people that are engaged. But what most people would do, and this is a huge mistake, is they'd go here to all the followers and they'd just follow them all. That's a mistake, because you don't know if those people are still engaged. You don't know what types of profiles those are. Just because they liked, it might have just been a follow back or something like that. What you want to do is you want to target the highly engaged people. So you want to target the people that like the posts. There's 266 likes here. I might go in and follow 100 of these people. That means that they're relatively active, and they have been recently, and they're already willing to engage in this type of behavior and this type of post. And that means they're already 10 or so more times likely to like what I'm posting and potentially be a customer for me. Even better if you want to go in and you want to follow back the people that have commented on this, or even comment on their post. That might, if you have the time to do that, that'd be great. But what that's going to do is it's going to send a notification, obviously, to them on Instagram. They're going to see that you're interacting with them, and they're going to have the potential to follow you back. Most of the time, in past experience, if you do that, say with roughly 100 of them, maybe 20 or 30 will follow you back. In this sense, because this is, like I said, the very most important thing is, an emotionally compelling niche. Since this is so emotionally compelling, I would even venture to say that maybe 40, 50, or even 60 of those 100 will follow you back. Then potentially, realistically, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 will click your link. And that all depends on the content that you have here, and you're going to be posting more content, at least 1 post a day. But those are just roughly speaking the numbers. So then obviously, maybe of those 1 to 2 people that you get every hour to click your link, maybe if 100 of those over the day go to your website, maybe one makes a purchase. And the conversion rate can be low and you can continue to optimize it. But remember, that's free traffic. All you have to do is target follow people. And if your content is good and your website looks good and everything else is authenticated, people will make the purchase because you set everything up right. Yeah, so that's how you generate free traffic. Without it, in the next video, I'm going to go into some automation services that I like that will help streamline that process so you don't have to do it. It's very hands off, very easy. And that will take all the work out for you so that you can really just enjoy, whatever it is that you love to do, and the automation software and the bots will handle all the target following for you. And then you can just look at the numbers and see the good numbers, the conversions, and not have to do all the back end follow work and all that engagement. All you have to do is post once a day and see the results.